This is Sims, and we are back with more Men of Yoshiwara Ohgiya. And last time we finished Geiha's route, so we are starting our new route, and we are going to go with Takegawa this time. Yay! So anyway, he's the most popular courtesan along with Takao of Kikuya. He conceals a lonely secret in the guise of arrogance. Woo! Okay, here we go. Chapter 1. The other side of me. Interesting. We're gonna learn a secret right away. Just like they had the first night, the lights and bells kept the sleepless district awake. The pleasure district came alive, bustling with activity. It was hard to believe such vigor was tucked away in the island's center. My heart pounded with excitement as I approached. For the second time in my life, I passed through the large gates toward the tea house. After being led into the luxurious tatami room, I was not kept waiting for long. The food and drink already served, the shamisen strummed a tune. "My lady, please try to relax." Musashi whispered in a hushed voice behind my back. "Impossible. This is already your second time. It's only my second time. You're the guest here. There's no need to be nervous. But it'll just be the two of us, right?" "Correct. Only Takegawa, the courtesan you chose, will be coming tonight." "That's not what I meant, Musashi. When he arrives, you'll be leaving me, won't you?" "Indeed. I would only get in the way. Yeah, plus hi, you need a third wheel. Stay with me, Musashi, while I flirt with this hot man." Okay, I understand why you'd want that, because you're I'm kind of scared to be alone with him. But then, "Musashi, stay with me while we have sex." Musashi's this is outside my fucking... I don't think this was in the job description. I don't get paid enough for this shit. I'm out. There is a difference between needing a wingman and needing that kind of wingman. That's like a full feather man. All the feathers on your bird. If you need him for that shit, that's, well, anyway. "I need you," I blurted loudly, nerves putting me on edge. His eyes widened with surprise, but then he smiled. "I'm glad to know you feel that way, but it's time for you to become more independent." "What are you talking about? I'm already an adult?" I was old enough to have already begun learning the family business. By all means, I should be an adult. But I didn't feel right saying it. "That's not entirely true, my lady." "Huh?" "If you need me, I will be here. However, please rely on me as little as possible." "Musashi... Courtesan Takegawa has arrived." In all the other ones, we were I get it in Geiha's route because we technically couldn't choose him. But whatever. But even in Utsusemi's, we were I don't know who to choose. And we went to the second date where everybody was there and okay. And then we and it was we hemmed and hawed. And this one, it's we start up and we're bam, ready. I'm just saying. With the other one, she was I don't know who to pick. And you were well, let's do Takegawa's route. Oh, yeah, she was down for this. She picked him right off the fucking bat and didn't have to hem and haw for a couple of, for half a chapter. All I'm saying, I think she liked him best.
"What you doing?" "Yeah, that's right. You back it up. Don't you poop on my couch. You poop on the poopy pads. That's what they're there for. Go, Barty."
Sorry. Just then, a childlike voice called out from the room's sliding door. Glancing over, I saw Takegawa, who flicked his eyes to the floor and bowed. Childlike voice. The attendant, obviously, but could you imagine Takegawa sounded like that? Dude. My eyes were drawn in, captivated by his beauty. It was Musashi who recommended I pick Takegawa after being unable to decide myself. I couldn't go wrong with Takegawa, but I felt so guilty choosing him for just that reason. As he stood there looking regal and defined, I looked... Wait, did it say... Hold on. Dignified. Okay, I thought I read that wrong. Regal and dignified. As soon as I clicked, I was that's not right. I read that. I can't read. We know this. I looked at him and said... I'm assuming we should say, "Please come in." Yes, that is right. Okay. I'm going to try to pick what I think is right, but we're checking the guide, so... "Please, come in." Not knowing what else to say, I welcomed him in. "Very well. Excuse me." My eyes locked tight on him as he strolled into the room. He then glanced my way and flashed a bewitching grin to charm me. Trailed by a group of cute attendants and apprentices, he passed by me. Like the other night, he sat down somewhat detached from me. I knew you'd choose me, he said firmly in a beautiful and tender voice. I don't have a beautiful and tender voice, so just pretend. And yet, it carried unwavering confidence. His mysterious eyes stared right through me before breaking away. Just because you're the most popular in Ohgiya? When I heard myself, my tone sounded bitter. No, because I'm the one that can give you what you want. Why? What was it I wanted anyhow? Oh my god, girl, you already know why you're here. And you know what? That's just so... Doesn't it just... it gives me the creepy chills. Like, I can give you what you want. I know you want a baby. I can put what in... It just sounds so wrong. I mean, that's what we're here for, but like when you spell it out like that, it's a little creepy. And then again, you have to wonder, how many kids out there do you have? Jesus. I mean, your genetics, there's a lot of beautiful children out there is all I'm saying, but could you okay, wait. How would you, I guess you would kind of know. But like, remember when, was it, what the fuck was her name? What the hell was her name? The crazy bitch who was trying to send me from us. Why can't I remember this? Anyway, so when she was like, let's just say we'd both been seeing the same courtesan and whatever, like a normal situation. We weren't even friends. Obviously, he's got God knows how many women coming to him, right? You get pregnant, some other woman gets pregnant. Oh, you have a daughter. Okay, awesome for you. That woman has a son and she sells him off. How do you know your daughter doesn't... Do we know? Does everyone know everyone's parentage? They're like, we're really good at keeping track. Because otherwise, your daughter could then go, like, we could be going and being like, oh, we're going to go see Takagawa, and not realize he's our half-brother. Like, kind of what happened in Kikuya. They brought this up in Takao's route, right? Where, like, he could be your brother, and you're like, that could happen, though! But I guess it's because everybody knows everybody, so I guess everybody does know everybody's parentage. That answered my own question. Because in his route, our mom was like, you can't see him because he's like your brother, but not really, he wasn't, but, you know. But they knew, you shouldn't, so I guess you would go and be like, I love Takagawa, and she'd be like, oh, God, no, ooh, God, no, because, I mean, nah. Because I'm just saying, like, they got really good record keeping. They like people walking around now who don't know who their parents are. And, like, but they know everybody. Just saying. I'm just saying. Anyway. You must be wondering how I know this. I know because you're hiding something. I'm not hiding anything. I've never done anything wrong. Whoa, now. And no one's saying that you have. All I'm trying to say is, when we're finally husband and wife, I'll get to see the real you. You mean the naked one? His powerful voice declared with certainty. It was enchanting, spellbinding. It's only a phony marriage anyhow. So you won't open your heart? Are you using that as a euphemism, or you mean that seriously? Because, like, in all technicality, why would you care? I guess because then if I came once, got pregnant, be sweet, don't have to come back. You'd lose money, and if I totally fell in love with you, I'd come back constantly and spend a lot of money on you. Wow, man, shady. I don't know. Why did only nasty words come out of my mouth? I hated that I couldn't be more honest with myself. My eyes blurred past him to the geishas dance in the background. I was like, what? And then, I vaguely noticed chatter and bells apart from the song in the room. There's no need to rush into it. We can take our time, you and I. But it seems you're more interested in what's happening outside at the moment. Yeah. He had seen right through me. Sorry, I just noticed it got a bit noisy all of a sudden. Spacey, come. Takagawa stood up and gestured by pointing his chin. He motioned to follow, so I stood up. With a wave of his hand, the music of the shamisen ceased. As silence filled the air, he reached out and slid open the window. There, from the upper floor, I could see a mass of people flooding the Yoshiwara streets below. And then, Takao. I was like, okay, come on. We got to see Tokiwa. We've seen Kagero way too many motherfucking times. Where's Uroha? And what the hell? Why can't I remember? Kagura. Yeah, there we go. Like, we haven't seen them yet, I don't think, have we? We've heard of Kagura's name, but anyway. I spotted a beautifully dressed courtesan walking proudly through the horde. That would be Takao from Kikuya. Not gonna lie, I do think Takagawa's a little bit prettier than Takao. Gotta say. Is that a courtesan procession? Yeah. The courtesan Takao clearly stood out from the crowd. All eyes were on them as he led a line of lovely attendants and assistants down the street. Is he coming to the tea house to pick up a guest? Not a guest. His wife, now that they've agreed to the contract. So next time you'll do that for me? I wouldn't mind, though it's normally saved for special situations. Plus, it's not cheap either. I see. So that's amazing. You could you're like, okay, I'm gonna buy this courtesan. Did you want to upgrade to the courtesan procession package? Okay. I want a day in the life of Iroha. I really just want a fucking standalone episode. Just to go through and see what all the packages are, all the shit behind the scenes. That's what I want. I want to know what all these logistics are. I just want to be Iroha where he's going through and okay, we gotta arrange the courtesan procession, and then you could get that, and here's the upgrade packages that we have, and like you're planning a fucking Disney vacation? What the hell? I just need that in my life because it'd be fucking hilariously amazing. Anyway. Just what would make the situation special? If it's becoming husband and wife, will that also happen to me in our third meeting? Would he come marching down the street just like that? No, not unless you pay for the upgraded package, girl. Jesus, he just said that. I imagine what it might be like. Love at first sight, Spacey. At his sudden question, I turned to face him. His face was much closer than I had expected it to be. I lurched backwards and put some space between us, but he grabbed my hand. Both my hand and my cheeks burned with warmth. What are you doing? I tried to shake him off by pulling my arm to my chest, but his arm wouldn't budge an inch. How is that fair? Why are men so strong like that? I'm asking if you fell in love with the courtesan in the street. Huh? Kikuya is different from us. Unlike the old and traditional Ohgiya, Kikuya is trying to do things differently. That's not like you at all. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no intention of going to Kikuya. We've already been there, done all them. What? Nothing. Just let me go. Let you go. A glimmer shone in his firm gaze. And then he smiled. Don't you think Takao is beautiful, Spacey? I mean, yeah, but not this Spacey. This Spacey thinks you're beautiful. Other Spacey was definitely down with that. I'm just saying. They're all part of the man harem. Look, they're already going to fit in great. They already know the rules. Teach the other boys the rules, because they don't seem to know. I think they can freely go wherever they want. There are rules to this man harem. Jesus. Not really. Huh? He's the most popular courtesan at Kikuya. And they're pretty big, too. And they even rival us. Who's more handsome, him or me? What is he going on about? I mean, let's be real here. In this game, you obviously. Between the two of them, to me personally, I actually do think... Look, we love Takao. Okay, he was great. But I actually do think Takagawa is prettier. Doesn't mean his route's going to be better. Or good. But I do think he's prettier. So... They one-upped themselves, so they drew everybody in Kikuya beautiful, and then they did this one, and it's they were like, well, they're beautiful. These guys have to be more beautiful. The mostest more beautifulest. I'm just saying. Look at Gakuto. Nobody can touch that motherfucker. He's just the most amazing fucking thing ever. Can't wait for that. Anyway. What was he going on about? I'd already chosen him, hadn't I? What did my answer matter to him? Poor thing. Just wants you to tell him he's pretty. God, Spacey, you're rude. Enough of this. I haven't seen him up close, so how am I supposed to know? So you aren't going to say that I'm more handsome? I can't. There's no way to even compare. No? You are the first woman that's ever said that. Oh, see, now he's going to fall in love with us because we aren't just pandering to him. Okay. Takagawa snorted through his nose, and then he yanked me towards him and wrapped his free hand around my back. His scent assaulted my nose. Such a strong smell and sturdy arms enclosed around me. That doesn't make it sound... His scent assaulted my nose. I'm sure he doesn't smell like garbage. I'm sure he smells magnificent. But that just implies a scent assaulting your nose. To me, just implies a negative connotation. Well, yeah, you can use it either way. But it's just my brain is like, that doesn't sound like it's pleasant. And then such a strong smell, again, sounds like, ugh, God, take a bath. Like, you know what I mean? Maybe it's just because there are some people at work that have such strong smells and they're all unpleasant. So my brain is like, I don't know, I just feel like you could have worded it better to make him not sound smelly in a bad way. Like, I don't know. I mean, there is smelly in a bad way where it's like, it's a nice smell, but you didn't have to bathe in it because it's a little too much and now it's a bad one. Spacey. His face drew closer. As his face drew closer, he whispered my name. I'll make you fall in love with me, guaranteed. Softly into my ears came his defiant claim. The only thing you can think about is me. Don't say I didn't warn you. My body was frozen with tension and shock. I am looking forward to that. And then he released me. What was that all about? Again, from the top. A loud pop bounced through the room when he clapped his hands together. The shamisen continued playing the tune. Huh. He looked so dazed and confused. Sit down and let's enjoy the banquet. My heart was racing. I didn't like it at all. Just what was he trying to say? Falling in love with a man of Yoshiwara was pointless. Nothing could come of such a love anyhow. All I had to do was produce a child, and that's it. I closed up my heart and sat back down. As I did so, I noticed a presence stir behind me. Musashi... I turned to face him just as he was standing up. So he's been here the whole time? I thought he left. Jesus Christ, Musashi. Fucking figure out your shit. You were like, I'm gonna leave when he comes in, and then you stayed there. What a creepy little perv. I'm kidding, we love Musashi. I'll be waiting just outside the room for you. Alright? I didn't want him to leave, but I nodded anyway. With a quick bow to Takagawa and me, he left the room. More than ever, I felt unnervingly alone. You're so easy to understand. Huh? It's so simple to read your heart. I can tell what you want just by looking at you. No, you can't. It's a courtesan's job to understand women. What they're thinking, what they want. If a courtesan can't do that much, he's a fraud. So he knows exactly what I'm thinking? Just imagining the possibility was terrifying. Everyone has things they don't want anyone else to know. Miss Spacey, allow me to pour your drink. Sure. Urged by the apprentice, I took my cup in hand. Takagawa watched my every movement closely. I feared he was reading my actions like a book. Spacey, you're so gullible. I was joking. Huh? I just had to say it because you looked so nervous. No one can read people's hearts unless you're a spirit or something, maybe. So you were saying it just to tease me? It was just a little joke. Do all courtesans do that? Do what? Make fun of their guests like that? There was a hint of anger in my voice, but he just chuckled. The charming glimmer vanished from his youthful eyes. So he's got the same kind of almost, like they're trying to give him like the cocky kind of attitude. Like Takao was like, you're gonna fall in love with me because I'm like fucking awesome. But he was like, I'm awesome, dude. And he's like, you're gonna fall in love with me and I'm just going to say kind of mean things to you and you're gonna get angry at me, but I'm just gonna be like, whatever. It's almost the asshole thing. Like he's almost the asshole, but it's not quite. He's done differently than our typical asshole. Because your typical asshole is like, I don't want to be with you. Kagero was your typical fucking asshole. Okay? But he didn't redeem himself and become our marshmallow. He's like a cross between like the cocky guy who's a little arrogant because he's like, I'm fabulous and I'm amazing and I'm great, but he's also like, I'm gonna tease you a little bit, but not an ass. I don't know. It's like he's a kind of cross between some of your typical characters. Maybe he'll all of a sudden morph into one or the other, but right now he seems like it's interesting. I like it. He's a little cold, like your asshole. He's a little full of himself. And he's like kind of doing the teasy thing, which some guys who do the teasing you thing are like not the good kind of assholes. Where you're like, you're a dick, but I fucking love you. You're like, you're just an asshole and I just don't like you. Like you are literally just being mean to be an ass. Again, Kakeru. He's kind of bordering a little more on that level of asshole, like the not pleasant one, not the one we like. But we'll see, because it's really just the very beginning, so we'll see what he morphs into. Still intrigued. He's still hot. Still going to enjoy it. The charming glimmer vanished from his youthful eyes. I only teased you because you're a special case. What do you mean by that? And just that such a cute girl, you tickle my fancy as a man. May I sit next to you? A cute girl? How can you think me that way after how nasty I've been? Without waiting for my answer, Takagawa came and sat down beside me. Don't tell anyone. We're not supposed to do this until the third meeting. He filled my cup in his own and placed it in my hands, forcing it towards my lips. With him so close to me, my heart just wouldn't shut up. Usually getting this close to the guest is reserved for the next time we meet. Okay, so we stay apart, and the next time we meet, we get close, and like as close as you can actually fucking be. I mean, they just went from like 0 to 100 real fast. Like first it's like, okay, everyone. Then it's like just you and I alone, but we're across the room. We're on the opposite ends of the long banquet table, and then the third meeting we get to fuck. Okay, could you maybe move halfway down the table first? So like this is what I expect for the second date. He whispered softly, close enough to nibble on my ear. Meanwhile, I swallowed down the sake. Its sting burned my throat and cut my breath short. What are you doing, bird? It's fucking awkward. It's just running up and down my leg. Then by all means, move away. Why? It'll happen next time regardless. But what are you afraid of? Do I scare you? You're just so stubborn today, aren't you? See, now he's gonna be now he's being a little cocky. He attacked the back of my hand. His fingers stroked it sensually. You and me were alike. You're the lovely and beautiful daughter of a long-standing business, and I'm the finest courtesan in the Yoshiwara Pleasure District. We're practically made for each other. What an arrogant man. Yet that suited him well. Even if I despised it, that pride and ego went really well with his character. I think I've realized why you're so popular. You have? That's wonderful. And that's exactly why I can't stand the thought of yearning for someone like you. After speaking my mind, I had to turn my face away. What I said was rude, no doubt. Even so, it was my honest feeling towards the situation. Then why did you choose me? He asked in the gentlest voice I've heard from him. My mother and Musashi thought I'd be safe picking you. I see. So what did you come for then? A child? A long silence brewed between us. For some time it carried on. The sudden warm touch of his hand on my cheek sent a shiver through me. At the least, I understand now that you didn't choose me for some special reason. But think of the joy you'll miss if you come only to have a child. He gently brushed away the hair that had draped over my eyes. It was somewhat strange that I wasn't repulsed by that gesture. You should try to enjoy it. I know you didn't come here for pleasure, but you came here and chose me. No matter how long it takes, I promise you, I'll make you glad you chose me. Takagawa. That's not how she said that, but it's how I said, like, oh, wow. I nervously lifted my face upwards. There, not inches away, was his glorious smile. It was accompanied by his tender and powerful gaze. This person had the will, the power, to charm people. If it's your duty to come to Yoshiwara, It's my duty as a courtesan to help you enjoy it. What better way to ensure we're both pleased with the outcome? True enough. After all, it made sense. I vaguely knew this from the start. If one must come to Yoshiwara, why not enjoy it while you can? And so, the banquet continued for some time until Takagawa left his seat. I excused myself as well and went to use the restroom. But on my way back... Having trouble today, Takagawa? Are you kidding? Me having trouble? I recognized the voices of Takagawa and someone else. For one moment, I stopped to listen. Oh, okay, it's all security. I'm like, I don't know who it is, so... You sure you can handle it? Of course. No woman can resist me. Especially the rich ones, right? What do you mean? And don't you just love making them fall for you? Winning over a rich and pretty one is like hitting the jackpot. Yeah. I bit my lip. It's not like I had any high expectations of a courtesan to begin with. I wasn't expecting any of them to actually fall in love with me. But for some reason, I had the faintest hope. How stupid that was. I hurried back to the banquet room. Hearing that conversation didn't help my mood. I spent the rest of the banquet brooding over it. Thanks to that, I had left behind some nasty comments before I parted. I sipped on a cold drink Musashi had brought to stave off a hangover. A sigh slipped from my lips when, now late into the night, I reached my own room. You have been looking pretty down for a while. No surprises there. If you talk, it might help take a load off your shoulders. Maybe you're right. So I told him about how I only said mean things all night long. And then... how I overheard Asagiri and Takagawa talking. Because of that, I said some really nasty things to him. Like what? That he shouldn't clump me together with the other girls he's been with. That I'm only using him. Since he's the most popular courtesan, picking him will give the most prestige. And that all I'm doing is buying his name. Looking back, I really did say some terrible things. Musashi... Do you think he hates me now? I don't know if she would care about that, but... What should I do? Should I apologize? I feel like, should I apologize? Like, should I apologize to him? At least you were thinking and kind of relying on your own judgment to ask a question as opposed to, what should I do? Tell me. Alright, so. Yes, should I apologize? Good for us. Should I apologize? Is that the right thing to do? He looked at me with a face that hinted neither way. You should do what your heart tells you to do. However, he paused as if to say something difficult and averted his gaze. Know that the Pleasure District is that sort of place. What do you mean? They deceive and make sport of tricking women into falling head over heels in love. When one expects differently, only they can be blamed. I guess so. Takagawa said he's going to make me fall in love with him. He just wants to win me over. My heart twitched in pain. Why did I have to go through such a terrible experience? Why was I forced to do this just to become an adult? What a heartless world. My lady, if you so desire, you could win him over instead. Are you crazy? There's nothing about me that could win anyone over. And that's where you're wrong, my lady. Musashi declared with confidence to my incredulous face. Musashi, are you secretly in love with us? Absorbed in my thoughts, I failed to get a wink of sleep that night. Chapter 2, Competitive Spirit. It was my third visit to the Yoshiwara Pleasure District. I went to the tea house like before, but this time I was led to Ohgiya. When I saw it for the first time, I was shocked by its grandeur. Please come in, Miss Spacey. Okay. The manager there had been awaiting my arrival at the entrance. After exchanging a few words, my guide from the tea house parted ways with me. They wished me a pleasant time as they left. I felt extra nervous without Musashi at my side as I was taken through Ohgiya. Though I had been shown to Takagawa's room, he was nowhere to be found. He must have been busy with other business in the building somewhere. So this is interesting. This is the background that they used for Ohgiya's kind of room area, but we never actually went, because Ohgiya was just an attendant, but all the other ones have had like that, the red bedroom. Interesting. See, I assume that the red bed is on the other side. If you turned around, it'd be behind you. Sorry to make you wait, Spacey. Unlike the times at the tea house, he strode into the room without a bow. I almost bowed myself, though I fortunately stopped myself short. You seem busy. Not really, just the usual. He came and sat down next to me like it was nothing. He began stroking my hair and had his arm around me in no time at all. From today on, you are my wife. This much contract is normal. Oh, this much contact. I was like, what? This much contact. That makes way more sense. He was right. However, the frustration from the other day still burned inside me. Even though I knew deep inside that Yoshiwara was that kind of place. Hey, I got you something. It's a box for chopsticks just for you. I had your name engraved on it. It's a symbol that you can come visit any time you please. Proof of our marriage. He took my hand and ran my fingers over the engraved letters. His grip was gentle and soft. It wasn't forceful at all. And yet, I couldn't pull my hand away. I said to him, "Let go of me!" That sounds rude. No. Thank you or it's beautiful. Well, if we like, thank you, that's nice, but maybe it's beautiful. We're recognizing that it's beautiful, but we're not actually thanking him and we're being a bitch about it. Right? Be like, I don't need this shit. Like, let go of him, he's too mean. But, you know, if we're trying to lure him into falling, like, thank you is, oh, thanks, that's nice of you. But, like, oh, it's beautiful. I'm not thanking you. I don't need to thank you. Huh, too good for that. It's probably thank you, but hold on. No, it's beautiful is right. Woohoo! I'm good at being a snarky bitch. It's beautiful. Isn't it? Made by the finest in Yoshiwara. No, the whole island. Takagawa smiled with pride and joy. I also had a sake cup made for you to use tonight. And now you've got your very own to drink from. He said while pouring a bottle of sake into the cup. I accepted the drink from him, albeit reluctantly. Courtesan Takagawa, a moment please. An apprentice called out from the other side of the door. Sure. He cringed as he stood. I'll be right back. Wait here for me? He asked as his hand caressed my cheek. Before I could answer, his lips moved towards my cheek. They pressed tenderly against my skin. This is more like, That's why I don't do that. It's terrifying. And just like that, he'd kissed me softly on the cheek. I was speechless. His lips had attacked me without any warning whatsoever. Though I was stunned, Takagawa stared at me with fire in his eyes. The corners of his lips curled upwards. I'll only be a minute. He left me alone in the room. He had stolen my heart along with my very first kiss. It's not really technically, it's a kiss on the cheek. I don't think it really counts. Dazed, I could only wait for him to come back. Oh, Takagawa, it's been a while. Yeah, it certainly has been. That's all you've got to say? That's so cold. It's against the rules to flirt with other courtesans. You should get back to your room. Was that Takagawa I heard? Muffled sounds and voices came from outside the door. Tired of waiting, I nudged open the sliding door just a crack. If I could afford you, you know who I'd pick. You don't have to rub it in. Be happy with the partner you have. What's the deal with you? When did you turn into such a boring person? I thought courtesans were supposed to give their guests a good time. It's just the rules. We have to follow them. You're a courtesan for crying out loud. Stop pretending like it's some sort of noble career. Okay, that's rude. He doesn't have a choice in this. He's got to enjoy his job. Let him. God, she's rude. As I peeked out the door, I saw the woman nuzzling up close to Takagawa. Apparently, they had run into one another in the corridor. From the sound of it, things were getting troublesome. Takagawa, you're taking forever. I pushed open the door wide and spoke without thinking. Spacey. Hey, we're busy talking here, and you're wasting my money. The girl snapped at me when she heard my voice. I'm like, sorry, but you seemed like you didn't want to be with her. However, as soon as she saw my face, she bit her tongue. Dear me, aren't you from the Somei family? Yes. I recognized her from a store who does business with my family. I'd seen her on several occasions. I should have known. Only someone as prestigious as you could afford such a high-class courtesan. Well, I must be going now. The girl cowered and quickly disappeared. Takagawa grimaced while he watched her back as she left. A troubled smile crossed his face when he turned back towards me. Thanks, you saved me. Glad I could help. That's kind of cool. We're like, hey, stop talking to my money. You're wasting time's a ticking. I paid for this. It's like, you paid for the entire night, so. But I'm just saying. So you're from a powerful family after all. He casually said as he re-entered the room. Not really. Like I'd believe you after seeing that. It makes me honored that of all people you chose me. Takagawa grasped a lock of my hair and pressed it to his lips. I didn't want to hear about family. It was that idea of family that got me into this mess in the first place. Come, Spacey. Okay. He took my hand and helped me rise. I was taken to another room. Turn around and go to the corner. Oh! He got a fancy bedroom. I think they all had the same bedroom backdrop in Kikuya, didn't they? But, like, he got a fancy one. His room is better. You think Gakuto has this one too? When I saw the bedding on the floor, my entire face flushed with heat. I knew exactly what purpose it was for. My body froze in place. Takagawa nestled his arms around me. Yeah, it's for sleeping. She's silly. Okay, it's for slumber parties. Where's the pillows? Those little pillows that they don't look very comfortable for playing with a pillow fight, is all I'm saying. I'm sorry to keep you waiting so long. No. His lips kissed my head and my hair over and over until he found my lips. It felt different this time. The kiss wasn't soft and tender, but passionate and strong. He sucked on my lips and his tongue worked its way inside. Damn, we got down to it fast. Are we going to sleep with him this fast? I'm kind of excited. This was bad. I was losing control of my emotions. Just then, I remembered what Musashi had said to me. They deceive and make sport of tricking women into falling head over heels in love. When one expects differently, only they can be blamed. Through lies and deceit, my heart would be stolen. Oh, hello. Is he, like, got eyeliner on? Because that's sexy. What happened to the stubborn girl you were before? Before I knew it, we were on the bed. Lying down, his face peered at me from above. Strangely enough, I could only think of one thing. That is, how unbelievably handsome he was. You are chaste, am I right? I'll be especially gentle with you tonight. God damn. His words stirred up emotions deep inside me. He smiled with a beauty from out of this world. Okay. Gently, his fingers stroked along the lines of my neck. The tickling touch had coerced those words from my mouth. Are you afraid? He asked quietly, so I shook my head, determined. Everyone goes through with this sometime or another. But you're shaking so much. He touched my hands that trembled as they gripped his kimono firmly. His own enclosed around them snugly. He had taken me against my will so far, and yet had done it in the most gentle of ways. You must be mistaken. Sure, if you say so. Takagawa buried his face into my neck. His tender lips traced the skin. Somehow or another, my clothes became loose. Loose enough that his hand could slip inside. His fingers caressed my skin, slithering along my body. Your skin is so soft. It's beautiful. Stop it. Stop what? Saying things. I turned my head away out of embarrassment. He countered by kissing my cheeks and puffing hot breath against my skin. It'll start feeling better soon. Throw your mask aside for tonight. Enjoy it. Within my arms, you can be yourself. He nibbled playfully on my ear. It made my body shiver and my clothes slip further from my body. No. I reached out to pull the cover back over me, but he forced my hands back onto the bed. It felt so embarrassing, I thought I'd lose my mind. Meanwhile, he looked upon me like a monster over its prey. You are beautiful. It's such a shame to try to hide it. He finally released my hands. Instead, his own began touching all over my body. You're mine starting tonight. And just as well, I'm yours. My heart raced with nervousness and excitement. And so, whether I was ready for it or not, I spent my first night with a man. Damn! Seriously? Chapter 2? I was waiting, and so, bang, 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 someone knocks on the door and fucks it up. I was just literally waiting, because, like, they always start, and you're like, oh my god, are we getting... No, there's always some kind of fuck up. Oh my god. We got it in chapter 2! That's like... Jesus! This is gonna be interesting. Because now it's going to be making him fall. Because we've always had to fall in love with them before we were ready to give ourselves to them. You know what I mean? And now we're like, so, all right, so we did this, but now I'm going to make you love me. This is an interesting dynamic. I think this path might be kind of fun because it's going to be different than what we're used to, you know? Awesome. It was over before I could make sense of it all. Really? I expected better from the highest paid courtesan in Ohgiya, is all I'm saying. I imagine he took it very slowly and gently for my sake. For that I was thankful. With the deed over, now late into the night, Takagawa was smoking a pipe in bed. From time to time, he stared at me and stroked my hair with squinted, kind eyes. It felt like he was watching over me like I was a child. The feeling tickled my heart. Don't shy away, Spacey. It's far too early to return to reality. Stay in my arms and in the dream. He put down his pipe and clung against me. I buried my face into his chest. Why does it matter? Both that girl in the hall and you care so much about prestige. But in fact, I'm no better. I only picked you because I heard you were the best courtesan. What of it? Isn't that fine? Not once did it matter what kind of person you were. Tonight happened, yet never feelings entered into it. What are you trying to say? He stroked my back gently, as if to comfort me. If he kept it up, I might actually cry. I'm no better. People are like that, and they pick the best option to them at the time. But there's no love. It's not even close to a dream. And we've already done it. Do you hate me that much? I looked up at his face. Oh, it was a caring expression on it was a caring expression that seemed so out of place. I found myself becoming lost in it. However, a smack of his lips on mine ended that moment. You know, I've never felt more satisfied in my life. But it seems you feel differently. Did it happen too fast? His arms looped around me in a gesture of sympathy. I thought it felt more like being wrapped up in a ball than being hugged. It seems like it's going to take some work to make you fall for me. Takagawa chuckled. But listen here, Spacey. You're the only one who hasn't fallen in love after being with me. Really? You don't believe me? I believe you. I believe you think that. Because he's the cocky kind of guy who's like, every time I have sex with a woman, she's just madly in love with me. And there's a bunch of women out there that are like, no, that's complete and utter bullshit. He just thinks that. So I believe you think that. I don't necessarily know if it's true, but I believe that you believe it. Actually, that is the right answer. I am so good at being a snarky bitch. We're gonna fuck it up later, but I believe you. Yeah? He leaned in to whisper sweet words into my ear. But what's it matter anyway? It's just you and me now. I have you, and you have me. No one else even matters anymore. He said, voice full of kindness and warmth. A weariness assaulted me, my body sinking deeper into bed. Sooner or later, you'll fall for me. I'll wait however long it takes. Is that so? And that's how determined I am. Anyway, get some sleep. You must be tired. All right. His soothing voice reached me on the edge of slumber. You know, it would be funny if she's like, I really want to see him. No, I can't. Wait a month or so. Be like, not pregnant. Okay, time to go back. Well, I didn't get pregnant the first time, so that's why I'm here. That'll drive him insane. He'll be like, but you're supposed to be so in love with me that you want to come back and see me constantly. No. Oh god, this is gonna be fun. We're gonna be fucking with him the whole time, and then we're both gonna fall in love with each other. Oh, it's probably gonna be aggravating, but great at the same time. I'm not even sure. Anyway, his soothing voice reached me on the edge of slumber. Is that what everyone came to him for? His sturdy arm wrapped around me, fingers stroking my skin. Is this the reason so many yearn to be at his side? The thought danced in my mind as dreams crawled closer. Before I knew it, sleep had taken over. Are you awake? For a shopkeeper, he was sure sleeping late. My weary body tossed and turned in bed. Hearing his voice beside me, my eyes snapped wide open. What are you so surprised about? Nothing. Morning already? That's right. The sun's already high in the sky. I remembered. All the events of last night came back to me. Seeing his bare chest before me, I turned my eyes away in shame. I fixed my clothes and brushed a hand through my hair as I got out of bed. No rush. You don't have to hurry. Look, we're seeing him in his casual clothes! It was your first night, after all. He said such shameful words without batting an eye. Girl, the amount of times this man has had sex, it's just... nothing phases him anymore. You could fucking show up with whipped cream roller skates, some, like, juggling balls and a hamster, and he'd be like, seen it all. He's like, seriously? Where are the flaming hoops? It's the only thing you're missing, because I've done this before. The hamster is a gift. It's not for any weird sex thing. Okay, stop. It's like, I brought you a pet. And the rest of it's some weird circus act. I don't know where you're going with that, but, like, I'm just saying. He's seen it all. I might have complained, but instead I worked to get ready. Looks like my voice still isn't reaching your heart. He threw his arm around me from behind. The sudden action made my heart race like crazy. His touch brought back all the memories of last night. How those very fingers fondled and rubbed my body. It was all so fresh and vivid in my mind. You can take it easy here for a while still. At least until noon. I told your family that you'd be late. What? Really? Yeah, that we needed more time. Even if he was just acting as a courtesan, why was I so much against his kindness? It's not that his voice wasn't reaching my heart. It was because I was afraid. Even though I knew any love was meaningless, I was afraid. So I locked my heart and sealed it away. Only until Musashi arrives. All right. And then let's have something to eat and we can do whatever you want. A short while after sharing breakfast together, and we get to see Asagiri in his, like, normal gown, like his casual wear. But why? No, please don't move there. It's the best move. Asagiri, you're terrible at this. I don't want to hear it from you. You got crushed last game, don't forget. I was literally, okay, I know we're not playing checkers, but in my brain, it was like, we can do whatever you want. I was like, and then we go play like checkers. That's exactly what I was thinking, and that's basically what they're fucking doing. I'm fucking dead. This is great. He's like, we can do whatever you want. And she's like, let's play checkers. And he's like, what? Really? I lost, that's all. That's all. You were whining like a baby. After considering several options, we settled on playing Go. While we were setting up, Asagiri caught word and joined in to play. Asagiri, will you forfeit? Give me some more time. Takagawa keeps ruining my concentration. He stared at the board, clearly distraught. Seeing his struggling face was quite a sweet feeling. The same went for Takagawa, too. I knew how much they hated to lose. Then again, they both clearly enjoyed the game like little boys. Then how about a hint? If you move here... His eyes lit up when I helped Asagiri with his next move. Oh! I see it now. You're really smart. No, I just have a knack for it. I'd like to learn it too. Could you maybe teach me sometime? Me? I felt flustered at the sudden attention and compliments I was getting. Meanwhile, I noticed Takagawa was staring at me from the corner of my eye. Oops, sorry, Takagawa. You must be bored. Since I was playing with Asagiri, Takagawa had been left with nothing to do. No, not at all. He countered with a shake of his head. Then a carefree and genuine smile blossomed across his face. I had never seen him look that charming before. It was so refreshing and felt so real. The surprise attack stirred up the pulse of my heart. I could watch you playing forever. It's a wonderful sight. It reminds me that my girl really is something special. Shaken by his words, a stone slipped from my fingers and onto the board. Is she that good? I'm not giving her over to you, Asagiri. I know. Like a courtesan can steal partners in the first place. Spacey. His hand swooped over mine and grasped it tightly. It's just when you smiled and helped Asagiri with his move. He looked so happy that it made me jealous. Why don't you look at me like that? Huh? I don't know. When do you know? The greatest courtesan in the land got turned down. Until Musashi came to pick me up, I spent the rest of the time playing around. I enjoyed that time more than everything that happened last night. Those feelings proved I was still no more than a child. I kind of actually love that. She's like playing with Asagiri, and they're just like just being people. Like she's not interested in him. Like, oh, haha, you're helping. And he's like, why don't you look at me like that? Like, oh my God. Is that his secret? His secret is he's extremely insecure. Oh, you desperately want us to love you and we're being kind of mean to you. Oh my God, we're the asshole. We're the asshole in the asshole route. Like, he's the cocky asshole. Like, yeah, I'm going to make you fall in love with me and I'm going to be kind of mean to you, but it's because he's really super insecure. And instead of being like, wait, we're going to take it like a doormat, we're being an asshole to him. This is great. I kind of like this twist. Bird, what are you doing? I can't. I'm sitting there, I just have my hand on my leg, but like my index finger and my middle finger are like kind of splayed apart. And he's literally got his head shoved between them, like, pet me. What? I can't. Okay, I try to click my mouse like this, but my boob is in the way. Because my laptop is sitting on my stomach. Oh, wait, are we on? Yeah, okay. Chapter 3. Sorry, I can't, but I'm right-handed! And then you run away. I left after playing Go with Asagiri and Takagawa. Musashi would be arriving soon, so I went to the Yoshiwara gate to meet him. The incident only happened because Takagawa came along to see me off. Great. It's exactly who I didn't want to run into. And then you bite me! You're so mean, I'm not petting you. Takagawa muttered under his voice. Ah! I forgot the voice we gave Takao. I really do. Like, I forgot all their voices, but anyway. There you are, Takagawa. It's been a while. He had that kind of sort of cocky kind of guy voice. Close enough, but... Are you seeing someone off? Yeah, I was just to head back myself. That was when it hit me. I recognized his face as the courtesan in the procession the other day. And that's why Takagawa doesn't want to run into him. It's not because they hate each other. It's because he's like, do you think he's prettier than me? Huh? Is he prettier than me? Oh my God, he is. He's an insecure little... Oh, it's so adorable. That's why you're an asshole. Are you really actually going to be a marshmallow? Because you kind of came off as the cocky douche. I'm like, but oh my God, you're a cocky asshole marshmallow. Oh! And we're a bit of an asshole. This can get, I don't know. Anyway. His name, if I remembered correctly, was Takao. Seeing him in person, I had to agree he was quite the handsome man. Yeah, but let's be real. Takao glanced at me. You sure hooked a nice one this time, Takagawa. Like, don't get me wrong, we love Takao, and I do love the way he stands his little hip out. But he is, like, just drawing-wise, he is, like, an upgrade. Like... They definitely changed drawing style. I mean, it's a similar drawing style, but there's something slightly different. You know? It's almost like he's a sketch. Like a almost finalized sketch, and then he's the finished version. Like there's... And it could just be like hair and eye coloring, where he's like lighter hair and eyes, and he's got darker, but it just... You know what I mean? Like he almost is fainter? I don't know what it is. His eyes are definitely more defined. Like, I don't know. I do think Takagawa's prettier than Takao. I'm just saying. No one's prettier than Gakuta, though. Fuck that. That man's tops. Anyway, I'll leave her alone. Man, you're so cold. Just chatting a little won't hurt, will it? What do you say? Don't you want to talk to the lovely Takao? Cut it out. No one wants to talk to a sleazy player like you. And look at his beautiful face right there. What's your problem? Was it really necessary to insult me? Takagawa pushed me behind his back as if to hide me from the nuisance. In turn, Takao started to chuckle. Here's the thing. You can't switch courtesans, so it doesn't even matter. We still do love him, though. It's like, it doesn't even matter if he's like, you like him more than me. But I guess it does to him, because we can't switch. It's not even like, oh my god, he's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen and I regret choosing you. I can't switch now. I can't go to another place and see another courtesan. I'm fucking basically bound to Takagawa until he dies or retires. So we're just gonna have to push him in the ocean is all I'm saying. If we want to switch. But we're not going to, obviously. But like, so it's like, but so he knows that. So it shouldn't matter. He's like, ha ha ha. But it's the principle of the matter. To him, like, you think Takao's prettier than me? Yeah, he's gorgeous. Oh, it hurts. He's just that sensitive. Aw, and insecure. I'm just gonna guess that's his secret because that's how he's acting, and that's kind of fucking adorable. Like, this gorgeous ass motherfucking top courtesan does not. I'm wondering if he's a, oh, every woman loves me is like that cock, because you know how guys that say that, you're like, yeah, you're just lying to yourself. You realize they don't, right? And they've convinced themselves of it, but you're like, that's pathetic, because I bet none of them have. And you're just saying that to make yourself feel better. And you're convinced yourself of it. And that's like the people who were like, I'm totally confident, everything about me is awesome, and you're like, that's sad. Nobody is 100% confident. We all have insecurities. You can be confident 100% right this moment, but in an hour you might be like, ah, damn, I did something wrong. Insecurities come and go. You know what I mean? Like, nobody is 100% confident 100% of the time. You're fucking lying to yourself and you're full of shit. And you should seek some therapy if you're 100% confident all the time. It's not the nature of humanity. So, like, even though he's like, yeah, everyone falls in love with me, I bet he's like, they do fall in love with me, but it's just because I've sold them on this experience and has nothing to do with me. Oh, this is gonna be fun, especially because we're gonna be so mean to him. Anyway, I wouldn't have to if you didn't always treat me like an enemy. What are you talking about? It's you that treats me like one. I was gonna say, yeah, definitely right now, I agree with that. Yeah, right. Did they consider each other rivals? I mean, there was so much tension in the air, you could feel it. Number one in House A, number one in House B. Just get out of here. You're getting in my way. I was going to regardless. Though. Takao cocked his head to the side to glimpse at me hiding behind the safety of Takagawa. She sure doesn't seem to be fond of you for someone who's intimate. What are you trying to say? Spent the whole night until noon and she doesn't even look the least bit satisfied. Isn't Yoshiwara a place where girls' dreams come true? In response, I stare at the ground, hide behind Takagawa, defend him. I feel like we should defend him. Because that'll give us points with him. I feel like she should do that. And we know he's a heart little soul, so I think that's the right. Damn right. Damn right! I mean, okay, that one was kind of easy. That's not true. I tried to speak firmly, but only a trembling squeak came out. Oh, what a cute voice you have. Enough already, Takao. Takagawa grumbled back in a deep, irritated voice. You don't have to get so angry, jeez. Come on, Spacey. Okay? Takagawa pushed me around the shoulders to lead me away. As we left, Takao chuckled and left a parting remark. Is this really what you want, Missy? He's just a boring guy who's never fallen in love. Seriously, cut it out. You're getting in the way of business. Takagawa lurched back at him, anger clearly written on his face. Takao stared back with squinted eyes. He's never fallen in love? Takagawa, this has nothing to do with business. You're good at what you do, I'll give you that, but it only proves that you're pitiful. And you're somehow different? I asked without thinking. Man, she is just feisty in this one and I love it! She's like, oh yeah, you're so different? Like, she's always been nice and kind because the other guys were nice and kind, and like, she's like with Takagawa, he's just like seems so cocky, so she's psh, whatever. So I just kind of love it. She gets some sass. Takao turned to me and smiled slowly. Are you kidding me? And by the time the second meeting was over, I'd be crazy in love with you. If we were intimate, I'd take you to another world. My heart shivered with excitement. Although he spoke the same seductive words as Takagawa, he made it sound truly believable. It was hard to believe he was a man of Yoshiwara. Oh, let's get out of here, Spacey. Okay. He roughly grabbed my hand and pulled me forward. My heart was still racing from before. It's not that I was crazy for Takao or anyone else. No, it wasn't like that at all. I was just excited by the concept of love. That's what I truly wanted. Okay, so this is where we're going to wrap this part up. But I think that's interesting. So that's another secret I feel like Takagawa could have is like, yeah, he's never, like, all of the other guys, like, yeah, it's kind of a fake love, but I guess, think of it this way, like, you see someone, you're like, oh my god, I'm so in love with that person. It's not real, true, deep, passionate love that you have with someone that you've spent your life with or you spent years with. But that instant, it's a kind of love. It's a weird lust, attraction, obsession kind of a thing, you know? But you're spending nights with these people, you could call it love, but it's a shallow kind of a thing. You know? So yeah, I mean, I can kind of see it. So like, Takagawa's never found anyone that's just really sparked that, like, I'm really excited when that person comes around. And even though it's not really that nice, deep, passionate love, because you'll get over it. You know what I mean? Like, think about it that way. You've been in a relationship. Oh my god, you're dating someone. Oh, I love you. You love each other. And then you break up. Well, you're not devastated for the rest of your life. You're sad for a while, and then you get over it, and you're like, oh, yeah, at the time I loved them, but it wasn't that deep forever kind of love. It's that shallow, right now feels great kind of love. But, like, everyone's done it. Like, everyone in school, you had a crush on someone. You're like, oh my god, I'm totally in love with Timmy. He's so fucking hot. He's, like, the best. And then a year later, you're like, god, I was stupid for loving Timmy. Weird. He's such a douche. Like, you know what I mean? It's that shallow kind of love. So, Takagawa's never felt that. He's never actually been like, so, oh, he's an emotionless, douchey robot. Not really emotionless. He's a cocky, loveless, empty, kind of sort of asshole. This is interesting. He's got a little of that emotionless robot because he's never been able to feel love for anyone. He's a cocky son of a bitch who thinks everybody falls in love with me. Maybe they actually don't, and you're just trying to cover how insecure you feel about yourself. And you're a little bit of a dick. But, like, so it's, like, kind of fun. He's a hodgepodge. This is kind of great. And also, we're a little bit of a bitch to him, so that's fun. And we're going to make him, like, fall for us, and then we're going to be like, yeah, I guess I love you. It's going to be great. It's going to be kind of fun. Kind of like that. I hope. I hope we don't get all weak and saw. I hope we kind of make him come crawling to us, and then we're like, yeah, okay, I actually love you too, but I just wanted to make you beg a little. Kind of need that in my life. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this part up here, and we'll continue chapter 3 in the next part. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.